Hello everyone, this is Admiral Playerovski bringing you Atlantic Fleet. Battle of the Atlantic continued as Germany. And I will, first and foremost, move these submarines into the same square along with these. Good. Good. Yep, everything's in position now. Good. Right, let's go. United Kingdom. In week 1.5 of June 1940, a submarine was attacked by enemy aircraft. U-103 receives medium damage. Down to 2 squares now. We'll soon... Well, we're already at over 300,000 tons per month anyway, but we'll see how much over we can go. Week 2 of June 1940, in the western approaches, an Allied convoy was attacked by submarines. 66,540 tons of merchant shipping sunk. Good. Wow, a lot of news going on. In the North Atlantic, in week 2 of June 1940, an Allied convoy was attacked by warships. 69,350 tons of merchant shipping sunk. Down to 1. Are we going to see it all red or not? What are we up to here? We're over 350,000 tons. Right. Now I do expect that we'll get Norway soon. Week 2.5 of June 1940, an Allied convoy was attacked by submarines. 46,680 tons of merchant shipping sunk. Wow, in the Azore Isles in week 2.5 of June 1940, an Allied convoy was attacked by submarines. 63,990 tons of merchant shipping sunk. Cape Verde in week 2.5 of June 1940, an Allied convoy was attacked by submarines. 42,240 tons of merchant shipping sunk. Goodness me. Right, well there we are. There we are. Through these events we've gone all the way down to nothing. Completely wrecked. 371,000 tons is being sunk per month now on average. Now I do expect Germany to occupy Norway soon. Nope, not quite. In the Erminger Sea, in week 3 of June 1940, an Allied convoy was attacked by warships this time. 74,210 tons of merchant shipping sunk. In the North Atlantic, or Northwest Atlantic, an Allied convoy was attacked by warships. 71,810 tons of merchant shipping sunk in week 3 of June 1940. Are we going to get an actual battle, or is this just going to be me reading out events all the time? Ah, there we are. Week 3.5 of June 1940. In Norway, German forces successfully occupy Norway. Norwegian ports at Bergen, Trondheim and Narvik now in use. Excellent. Right, well, wanted a battle. We've got a battle. In the western approaches in sunny weather in week 3.5 of June 1940. Submarine U-41 with medium damage and submarine U-42 with light damage have indeed detected an enemy contact in the afternoon. It's the battleship Royal Sovereign and the destroyer Milne, not sure how to pronounce it, and they're escorting a convoy of merchant ships, C3 freighters, C2 freighters and a T2 tanker. The German submarines have the initiative. Well, let's have a look. How are we looking? First of all, which submarine is the damaged one? Well, I'm assuming U-41 is the damaged one. And U-42 is over here. Oh, mind you, U-42 is damaged as well. Alright. I'm going to have to be careful then, because if I'm not, what's going to happen is the convoy will get away because the submarines will be sunk. We have the Royal Sovereign over here, the battleship. Let's get into position to attack. Any aircraft? No, not for us anyway. I'm sure the British have some air support out in the western approaches. let's potentially think maybe about sinking the destroyer first. Although the Royal Sovereign is a big prize. Very big prize. I don't know. Really difficult to say which one to go for first. On the one hand, obviously the Royal Sovereign is the Royal Sovereign. Needs no further introduction, but the destroyer is the one with the sonar capabilities. Now, I'm thinking if the destroyer is sunk, the Milne is sunk, then in theory the Royal Sovereign shouldn't be able to see where the submarines are because there's no sonar. Or at least I don't think there is. In the enemy damage report, it wouldn't say sonar for the Royal Sovereign. I do believe that the battleships didn't have sonar. Probably mostly because you wouldn't use a battleship to try and attack a submarine. Much too big, not very manoeuvrable, and very, very expensive, both in terms of resources to build and also crew. I mean, you're not going to put a destroyer crew on a battleship and expect it to function as normal. 6,100. Is this time to launch torpedoes? It could be. It could be, but I'm not sure if it is. I'm going to hold out for a little bit longer and hope that they don't turn around entirely. And they're still coming towards me, that's a good sign. 5-9 is where we're at now in terms of distance. And they're still turning towards me, that's a good thing as well. 5,300, I don't think I'm going to get a much better shot than this. It's still a 3-turn shot though, so hold tight. Oh, really is a gamble as to how close do they get. How close do they get before they start turning away? Right, I'm firing now. Like, I'm sorry, but 4,700 yards is just too close now. You're not going to get a much better shot away than that. So, they are turning, so I'll put one at 2.7. And actually, I'm just going to put them down here. I'll put one at 1.7. I'll put one at 0.7. Because the stern won't clear this. Not at 8.3 knots, it's not. Maybe if it was going at 21 knots, which was the top speed of the Revenge class, it could do, but I don't know. Even this one wouldn't exactly bank on seeing it clear. But anyway, fire those torpedoes away, please. Away they go. Right. Yeah, just continue on as you are. Nothing really to say here. Royal Sovereign moves all. Here come the torpedoes. Four out of 4 hit, and the Royal Sovereign is sinking. And they are sinking quickly because those torpedoes were very well placed, if I may say so myself. Dive away immediately. Immediately dive away, because I'm not risking the destroyer using aircraft and sinking us immediately. Gosh, they're going up too quickly. Look at them. Yeah. No way the crew would have gotten out of that. Super fast sinking. Right, I'll keep this submarine at... Actually, no, I'm going to dive with this one as well, just as a precaution, because they're both damaged. That's the only reason why I'm being so careful now. Here we go. No action! Now, is that because they have aircraft available, but they just can't quite see me? Or is it because they have no aircraft? Can't believe how quickly this ship sank. We can see that the B turret was destroyed as well in the process. Very quick sinking. They're going to disappear soon, I reckon, because they're quite... well, they've gone under quite a lot now. You can see the convoy up here. But anyway, back to U-41. I am actually going to ask U-41 to turn hard a port and dive again. One more, and that way we're safe. Because even if they decide to deploy an aircraft now, the depth charges just won't reach far enough under the surface. I'll keep this one at shallow depth because the destroyer isn't, well, the Milne isn't really aware of it being here. Keep it sort of here. Convoy's turning away to port. I don't think they have any air support here. Or at least not in this specific battle. They have air support here overall. I know they do because I've seen it before, so I doubt that they've just suddenly decided to not deploy aircraft in this area. It's just that on this day there are no available aircraft. 4,500 now. We've got another torpedo reloaded. So how many do we have now? Is it 2? It is 2. Right, so we could, theoretically, if we were in a position to do it, but we could already fire and sink the Milne. Or at least fire and have a reasonable expectation of doing so. Right, because they're not deploying aircraft, I'm going to start surfacing. It's a bit of a risk, because they could be saving their aircraft until now. Although the AI here isn't tactical with aircraft, mind you. I say that, and then as soon as I get to periscope depth, they send over an aircraft. That would be quite funny, wouldn't it? It would very much put a hole in my reasoning, which would cause it to sink. Right, I think we're going to be close enough, either this turn or next turn. 2,890. I will stay at shallow depth simply because I'm not confident that we'll get the torpedoes away in one straight away. And I have to be confident because we've got pressure hulls damaged on both submarines here, so you can't really afford to take that many risks. Nope, that's still sort of, you know, either or. No action from the Milne still. They obviously can see us on the sonar. There's no mistake about that. How close is this tanker? 600 yards, very close. Well, let's turn this way. I'm guessing they'll turn to port. We'll turn back. No, they're just carrying on as they are. I may be forced to do something I don't particularly want to do. What if I was to surface with that destroyed pressure hull? How close are we now? 2,900. Not going to hit immediately, is it? Nope. They only have one turret that they can fire with right now. Unless they decide to turn. Go on, I'm going to gamble that they see me, but that they don't actually hit me. I'll have you surface as well, seeing as there's no aircraft being deployed. Right, 5-4 in terms of elevation. Here we go. That's possible. That is possible damage to propulsion and or steering. Yep, propulsion heavy damage. I figured that could have happened. Right, if I therefore decide to just dive, would that mean that they'll turn around to try and come closer to me? Mind you, there is a submarine over here as well. They're spinning round, it seems. No action again. 4-3. Yeah, at 35 knots and spinning all over the place, you'd have to be just... I don't even know what the word is to describe someone who would fire torpedoes now. You'd have to know this game inside out. Firing? Not firing. I think what's happened is they've spotted the other submarine, and that's the one they've decided to go for. How badly damaged do you pressure hull with heavy, well, destroyed pressure hull? I have two choices here. Choice number one is to stay at this depth and move forward, and have them move forward and then attack on the next turn. Choice number two is to dive, have them move forward and then surface. Choice number three is to surface and gamble that we get close enough that we can fire immediately. I'm gonna dive away. I know, some of you might have thought I'm gonna surface and go for it straight away, but no. It's too high risk. On this occasion at least. For me, it's too high risk. We can't risk letting this convoy go just, you know, free. Right, now what we do, 15 degrees to port, and now we surface and we put 2 torpedoes into the Milne destroyer. Right, fairly easy now, assuming that these torpedoes sink the Milne, which they don't have to. They don't have to. Although we've pretty much had good success with this specific combination before. Yep. Huge explosion from the Milne, and yep, they're sinking. So that means all the escorts has been sunk, which means we very quickly go in here, sink merchants and withdraw. Action reports. On the British side, the battleship Royal Sovereign was sunk for 29,150 tons, the destroyer Milne was sunk for 1,950 tons, and the whole convoy of merchant ships, C3 freighters, C2 freighters and T2 tanker all sunk as well. On the German side, the submarine U-41 ends with medium damage and the submarine U-42 ends with light damage. Warship tons sunk on the British side 31,100, merchant ship tons sunk on the British side 63,000, nothing sunk on the German side, 31,100 renown earned. This is the second engagement we've had on the North American North Seaboard. In sunny weather, in week 3.5 of June 1940, the submarines U-37 and U-38 have detected an enemy contact in the afternoon. It's the destroyer Calvin, and she's escorting a convoy of merchant ship, large freighters, C2 freighters and C3 freighters, and a T2 tanker. The submarines have the initiative. Right, well, where is... Really? I think 9,000 yards away, I'm not going to get a good shot away. Presumably though, so it'll be U-38 doing the work on this occasion. Again, it's only the second engagement we've had here. Yeah, the Kelvin is over here. This is a JKN class destroyer, isn't it? Yep, I figured. No problem. Move all. At 8 knots, they're not going to be covering much ground. Mind you, even at 8.3 knots, they are quicker than my submarines when submerged. But then they're going to go at 30 if I decide to surface, so we have to keep it at this sort of arrangement, so to speak. Well, officially they don't even know if I'm here, so it's a bit of an unknown arrangement. 5,000 away. Let's wait until we get a little bit closer, so that I know it's a 2-turn shot, and then we can fire with confidence. And that'll be now. So they're going at what? 8 knots. So very slow. So I'm actually going to put one torpedo here straight away at 9.6, and I'll put one at. Will they clear 8.6? I'll put one at 9.1, simply because they could potentially clear it. Maybe it's close enough that maybe they could just about clear it, or alternatively, they would get sufficiently far that the torpedo wouldn't cause fatal damage that could sink the ship. Here we go. Two out of 2 hit. Yep. And a secondary explosion finishes off the Kelvin. Fairly simple then now. Action report. On the British side, the destroyer Kelvin was sunk for 1,690 tons, and the convoy of merchant ships, large freighters, C2 freighters, C3 freighters, and T2 tanker all sank as well. On the German side, the submarines U-37 and U-38 received no damage. Warship tons sunk on the British side 1,690, merchant ship tons sunk on the British side 81,800, 1,690 renown earned. Right, well, in the red and above, well above, 400,000 tons now being sunk per month, and yet still I'm being denied my victory here. And 100 naval vessels sunk on the British side officially. Could we not fix these perhaps? We could, couldn't we? Mind you, I've got submarines over here that need fixing as well. How badly damaged are these subs? So nothing damaged here. Yeah, nothing damaged on either on any of them. How are these doing? 11 and 12. I'm thinking. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Yep. These two will come over for some much needed repairs. The warships I will actually move here. I know, it's a bit risky of me to do that. And then these, well, which one of these should I go with? I'll put U-28 in here. This is only temporary once these submarines get fixed. After that, everyone moves back to their correct positions. In the western approaches, in week 4 of June 1940, an Allied convoy was attacked by warships. 68,900 tons of merchant shipping sunk. In the North Baltic Seas, in week 4 of June 1940, a warship was attacked by Axis aircraft. The destroyer Matabel? I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but that destroyer received medium damage. Yep, in here we'll have U-41 and U-42 continue to make their way to Kiel and Wilhelmshaven. Let's press on. In the Erminger Sea in week 0.5 of July 1940, an Allied convoy was attacked by submarines. 56,840 tons of merchant shipping sunk. Ooh, would you look at that? In the western approaches in sunny weather in week 0.5 of July 1940, the heavy cruisers or pocket battleships Admiral Graf Spee and Lutzow with the destroyer Z3 have detected enemy contact in the afternoon. It's the aircraft carrier Glorious and the destroyer Mohawk, I'm guessing. The German ships have the initiative. Right, well, immediately, straight away, we have got to put the flight deck out of operation. If the Glorious gets her aircraft up, oh, I don't see this ending well for me. We know what aircraft do to capital ships. Never ends well for the capital ship. Never. It always goes wrong. Right, Admiral Graf Spee. Open fire. Fire! Yep, that's a hit. One hit. Flank, hard as starboard. Looks how you do the exact same thing. 13.1 is suggested. Let's go 13.1. High explosive shells just to set fires, and then we can use on the piercing rounds after that. Fire! Nope, these were long. Nowhere near the target. Right, Z3, you can take on the Mohawk. I'll have you go to portal starboard, let's say. Go on, let's have you turn 20 degrees to starboard, actually. Change my mind. Right, 18.7 is suggested. High explosive shells as well, seeing as the destroyer is an unarmed target. I'll put the guns about here as the wind is more blowing to the side here. Fire! Fairly close. Here we go. Ready aircraft. Not good. And they've got some good shots away as well. Well, obviously that we can't allow the aircraft to get up, like I said. If the aircraft are up, then I'm not up, then I'm down. 15.8 was really long, they're saying, but I don't think it was. I think if we drop that down to the low 14s, 14.4, we should get some good shots away this time. Fire! One over one. Oh, we've not achieved our aim here. Oh. It's not a very good sign then for us, is it? No. And this is the one that we actually didn't do very well with shooting at before. 13.1 is over here, and that's only 10.4 now. I'm going to go down to 11.1. I don't want their aircraft up. I don't want their aircraft up. At that point we're going to have to dodge and do all sorts of evasive manoeuvres that are just going to be exhausting to do. Fire! Maybe this is the one. Yes! The aircraft are gone. last chance really to do it, because if they launch their aircraft, we'd have to sink them outright at that point. And that's just not something I'm really prepared to do. Well, no, it is something I'm prepared to do, it's just something I can't really do in, you know, one salvo or something like that. I'm not prepared to do it. I think I've hit their pumps as well. Would that be a fair assumption to make? Oh! Speaking of assumptions of making hits, we just had a bunch of them made on our destroyer. Yeah, their pumps are damaged. Like, I'm sorry, but I know damaged pumps when I see them. I know damaged pumps when I see them. Classic case. Classic. I'll go down to about 14 this time. Armor piercing or high... I'll just use high explosives, I think. Fire. Seems to have served me well so far. Only one hit. Never mind. 11.1 was a little bit long, as I was saying. I'll come down a bit more then. Go down to 10 degrees. Guns go all about here. Fire. Brilliant. 6 out of 6. Very good salvo. Right, how are you doing? You're... I've got pocket battleships here. I don't need to use you for this. Disengage and hopefully they won't shoot at you anymore. No action. Are they making smoke? That's me that's making smoke. Is the aircraft carrier making... No. Really? And torpedoing as well. As if that wasn't enough. Right, as a result of this, I will slow everything down. Can't really afford to risk ploughing into a torpedo with either Admiral Graf or Lutzow. I'll go 12.5 maybe. Guns go about here. Fire! No, those were short. It seems like the Lutzow will do the majority of the work in this engagement at least. It's not really a problem as such. It doesn't really matter which ship does what as long as the aim is achieved. As long as you sink the enemy ships without losing your ships in the process. Does it really matter who did what? Fire! So that's 4 out of 6. Yeah, you continue to make your way away from here. You're on fire, you've had a nasty explosion. There's nothing to be gained here. I didn't slow the Lutzow down, did I? That's not good. Really not good. I may have to just outright... The absolute audacity! Just what just, I'm sorry, excuse me, but just what do you think you're doing here? What do you think you're doing here? You forced my destroyer to turn away, and now you've scored four hits on my heavy cruiser / pocket battleship. I'm sorry, but who do you think you are? Fire! Just you wait until the aircraft carrier is sunk. Another 4 out of 6. The Glorious is sinking. It's too much. It's too much for them to withstand. Right, seeing as the Lutzow wasn't slowed down last time, you're just going to go outright backwards this time. And now, let's switch fire to the Mohawk. So, you were looking for a fight, were you? Well, we'll give you a fight. I'll go down to about... I'll go 6.7. Fire! Come on, please don't sink. I turned you away immediately because I knew it looked nasty. Fire has spread. Not good. The destroyer may need to go into port for repairs potentially. Oh, now you're running away. Well, I don't want to run away. I'm not running away this time. New target, please. What sort of elevation should we use? I'll go about 10-ish. Probably won't hit them, but it's still worth a try. Fire! Closer than I expected. No! You're forcing me to do things I don't want to do. But I think we will clear the torpedoes. I do think we won't actually get hit by them. I'll go 6.3. Fire. Yes! The Mohawk is sinking. Oh, excellent. Excellent. We don't have to even worry about the torpedoes now. Excellent. That's really good. Yep. Looks so over here. Torpedoes down here. We don't have to worry about those anymore. Good. Action report. On the British side, the aircraft carrier Glorious was sunk for 26,000 tons. The destroyer Mohawk was sunk for 1,850 tons. On the German side, the heavy cruiser/pocket battleship Admiral received no damage. The heavy cruiser/pocket battleship Lutzow ends with light damage, and the destroyer Z3 ends with medium damage. Warship tons sunk on the British side 27,850, merchant ship tons sunk on the British side 0, and nothing sunk on the German side for either category. 27,850 renown earned. In the Canary Islands in week 0.5 of July 1940, an Allied convoy was attacked by submarines. 65,930 tons of merchant shipping sunk. Right, it's a good moment to leave it here, I think. Let's just check tonnage quickly. Oh, it's dropped below 400,000, but we did have it momentarily. This was 400,000 tons briefly. And it will be at some point, only in a sustained way. Over 4 million tons of merchant shipping sunk. Naval vessels sunk on the German side 7, 16,000 tons. On the British side it's over 100, for over 600,000 tons sunk. If we check the ships lost on both sides, on the German side it's 4 submarines, 2 destroyers and a light cruiser. On the British side it's, well, a lot. Everything pretty much. It'll get longer. It's going to get longer until they surrender. But anyway, that is all from Admiral Playerovski for this video. If you enjoy the content I put out, leave a like and subscribe. If you have any feedback regarding the audio or microphone, drop it below and I will do my best to incorporate it into future videos. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in my next video, and bye bye for now.